on the move, and it's still June. The league is being reshaped by the day. We have the man who keeps track of it all, Shams Charania. You've already reported the Thunder trading Isaiah Joe to the Pistons for 2 future first-round picks. It just keeps coming, Shams. The Pistons, we know they get some three-point shooting. Are they done?
Hannah, one of the biggest Pistons priorities right now in free agency is restricted free agent Jalen Duren. The sides clearly have not come to an agreement yet. It looks like it's going into the free agency period come June 30th and July 1. But in the meantime, the Pistons are scouring the market for players out there. Is there someone like Tyler Hero with the Bucks? Could he become available in the next few days? The Bucks obviously made that big trade with the Miami Heat to get Giannis to Miami. But in the meantime, they're also getting a ton of incoming calls on Tyler Hero, and if the price meets it, they'll have to listen. But in Isaiah Joe, the Pistons are getting one of the best three-point shooters over the last 4 years, a floor spacer next to Cade Cunningham, and the Oklahoma City Thunder. Obviously, they're in a situation where they save a ton of money as well. And Isaiah Joe goes to Detroit.
Yeah, somebody needs to take the pressure off Cade. Obviously, Duren was less than what they were hoping for in the playoffs. Let's go to the Celtics. Active trade talks. You've been reporting it for days for Jalen Brown. What's the sense of urgency to deal him in the next few days here, Shams?
Hannah, the Celtics are actively discussing Jalen Brown deals around the league, from my understanding, and sources tell me that the Celtics asking price, depending on the team, ranges up to 4 first-round picks at least in a trade for Jalen Brown. They pursued Giannis. We know about that, and Jalen Brown was involved in those trade talks as well as other first-round pick considerations as well. So clearly, after Jalen Brown won Finals MVP just 2 years ago and was a league finalist for MVP this year, that might have rubbed him the wrong way. And so now they're in a situation with 3 years left on his deal. They are now seeing is out there, what is his value around the league. And I think we'll get more clarity as the days continue.
Yeah, and free agency beginning Tuesday, 6 o'clock Eastern. Shams, I know you're standing by, so if anything breaks, we'll get back to you. Thanks, my friend. All right, if Jalen Brown is moved this offseason, he would become just the 5th player ever traded within 3 seasons of winning Finals MVP. He'd be the first to do so since KD in 2019. By the way, Shaq, he's the only one to go on and win another title with his new team. As we welcome in our esteemed panel, we have Bobby Marks, who must have flown overnight from New York, Chineo Gumake, Danny Green. So psyched to be talking to you guys about everything that has been happening. But first, Bobby, you know he has to keep it real for us. So in terms of value, how's Jalen Brown viewed around the league?
Hannah, it's all over the place. I think it's a matter of what teams you talk to. I think it's the analytics versus the eye test. The analytics are not great. When you look at Jalen Brown the last 4 years, Boston's net rating is better with him off the court. This past year, they were a +10 when Brown was off the court. However, I'm an eye test person.
Yes, no
So when
kidding.
you go the eye test, and I know Danny likes the eye test too.
Yes, I do.
This is what I see.
Yeah.
A top 10 player in the NBA, 29 years old, in the prime of his career, on a 3-year contract without a player option here, and has played at least 60 games in 4 out of the last 5 years. So you know what you're getting with Jalen Brown. So it's all over the place.
He literally kept them afloat with Jason Tatum on the bench. They exceeded expectations.
Yes, I mean, again, I'm more of an eye test person, analytics. What did Josh Hart?
Well, they call it strategy now, Danny.
Okay.
Is that what they call it?
It's a fancy name.
So yeah. Again, I'm not Josh Hart where I say analytics is like, what does he say? A post that you can lean on, but you can't get you home when you're drunk or something like that. So I think analytics are important, but I'm more of an eye test person. Jalen Brown is a top 10 player in this league. And if you can't get another top 10 player or two top 20 players for him, I think you're losing out. And now Giannis is off the table. What are you looking for? Why are we still dangling this guy out here unless you for sure have a certain U-turn or reroute of a person or pieces that make sense? There are teams that we'll discuss later on, but I just don't see it. Unless somebody else is willing to give up another franchise guy for Boston, why would you break up this duo that has shown that they've been successful over the last 2 or 3 years?
There's a hypersensitivity to Jalen Brown, and he has embraced it willing to be the villain, at times being the bad guy on the court, the one calling out the league, and obviously snapping back or clapping back at our own friend, Stephen A. Smith. I think there's a sensitivity because of the podcast or the twitching, Twitch streams, and that narrative that confuses people from what he's actually doing. I'm an analytics girl. I didn't even know the numbers were like that with Jalen Brown. I don't even care about it. I'm the first person that would care about it.
But how much do you think we should care about the off-the-court stuff? Because you just named a whole bunch of social media platforms,
to me,
as opposed to what he does on the court and pairing with a healthy Tatum.
If what he's saying is so egregious, then I think that's a hypersensitivity, because at the end of the day, when he shows up on the floor, he's everything that you want to be.
That's what I'm saying.
He's the guy who, like you said, was a finals MVP, like someone that is a 5-time All-Star, 29 years old. And when his team needed him to rally, he did it this year at a very, very high level. And I understand the narratives might look a little sus, okay? They might look a little sus with what he said, this being my favorite year and stuff. But, like, you won a championship with those two together, it must take an act of God, something huge, in my opinion, to break it up. But it seems like the 4 first-round picks is almost like telling us, oh, we'll do it, but you're going to have to give us
everything.
It just feels like that relationship would have to be so fractured to make this like a done deal where they have to move him. But you told us they're actually calling people.
Yeah,
right?
listen,
so
this is not
makes
them
sense
just
here?
This is not just them taking calls, and certainly they've talked with teams here. I think when you look around the league here, and I'm just going back to my days with the Nets when Mikhail Prokhorov bought us in 2010. When you have a new owner, they are the ultimate wild card. And Prokhorov that year wanted to go get Carmelo Anthony, and then he wanted to go get. They want a star, and you know who I'm looking at? Portland.
Oh,
new owner and Tom Dundon here. Where the Trailblazers are, they've got draft picks, they've got 5 tradable firsts. You look at young players like Tumani Kamara, Shaden Sharp, Scoot. If they're looking for that Pate presence, is it Donovan Clingan here? They certainly have the salary to go out and make a deal here. And I think Portland's the wild card for the whole summer, not just with Jalen Brown.
So I have a question here. Do we think that, because anybody that watches basketball will say this is a guy that you want to value, someone in the prime of their career. Is it more so we understand what Boston is, a personality fit that is just kind of rubbing the wrong way, which means you're open to taking calls? Is that the issue? Or are they leaning on this actual analytics saying, oh, well, technically we were better when he was off the floor?
And they're actually calling people themselves. They're not just taking
messages,
calls.
because the eye test is like, this is a great player, but then on the other side, you're seeing them take calls.
I think when you look at it, listen, they were up 3-1 against Philadelphia, and I think when they take a big picture, take a step back, they realize that this roster is not good enough. So how do you address if it's splitting up? I mean, it's hard to do.
Yeah.
It's hard. Chene, you look at what he did this year.
Yeah.
As Hannah said, he carried.
But to gain elsewhere, maybe is what
it depends on what you value, right? Right, on the other side. All right, let's get to an historic night in the W last night. Toronto. Marina Mabry.
Real sick side.
Tied. There you go, Danny.
There you go.
There you go.
Bang.
She tied the WNBA record.
It's an Iceman summer, you know?
It's an
Iceman summer.
Now when we talk about her, please.
Let me close my eyes.
Bang.
Because y'all know, if anybody was watching this game, it was me. And at the beginning, I said, oh, snap, this is her night. She had like 27 before the blink of an eye.
Yeah, gets the ball here on the perimeter, just drains.
Guard her!
Better whisper my name.
Y'all.
Yep, I'm
All right,
all Drake
Danny.
tracks.
Oh,
all
goodness.
Drake tracks.
When someone's on a heater, like, you don't send a double team.
There you go. That's 27.
That's my girl, though, so I like her having
Make them know.
He's so tough. Former sport.
33 points here for her. Wow. She got 9 3-pointers.
When you have an expansion team, you need players like this, and she has been the perfect example of a superstar franchise player that you need in year 1 to galvanize people. I love it.
Remember.
That's a deep 3.
39 right there.
We appreciate all the references, Danny, that you're offering in this highlight. Yeah, we get it. All right, now she's at 50. 50 points.
Just keeps on going.
And then at this point, it's like, will she break the WNBA record, which is 53? And there's plenty of time, 3 minutes left.
Don't give her daylight.
Now she ties it.
So she gets it. It's funny because her coach, Sandy Brondello, leaves her in there to try to set a new record, right?
So I was walking through the World Cup with my dad following this game, and we're like, is she going to do it?
No, because she's like, I'm tired. I'm getting out of here. She tried. She didn't get it, and then just basically didn't have anything left in the tank. She was asked about it afterwards.
I think she wanted to come out. And I said, no. I was like, stay in. You got to go for this record done. Near the end, she was done. She goes, I'm out.
Yeah, great performance by Mabry as the Tempo go on to win it. The final in this one over the Sparks.
Bad woman.
Today. 125 to 97.
I love greatness. That's greatness.
Dance it out.
Look at the Sally in the locker room.
What's the song? What's the
question.
song she's dancing to? Do we know?
Yeah, I think so. I can't remember. What'd you say? Huh?
Yeah, I don't think it's a Drake song, Danny.
Should we
I'll just say
recreate
that.
this?
Not doing it the right way.
Break?
All right, my friend.
Dance moves looking good, Rena.
WNBA has seen their 3 highest scoring games come in the last 8 years. Marina Mabry, latest to join Club 53, joining the great Agent Wilson, Liz Cambage at the top of the scoring mountain. She's just been on a tear, scoring all season, turning it up lately. That is now 113 points in her last 3 games, the most by any player in a 3-game run in league history. And heads up, All-Star voting ends tomorrow at midnight. We have the Fever's Aaliyah Boston leads the way with almost 700,000 votes. It's really interesting over, obviously, her teammate, Caitlin Clark, and the rest. Now, Mabry's in 26th place, people.
Impressive.
So you got some time.
She got a lot of votes last night in Toronto.
She could be a coach's choice, too, and she should definitely be an All-Star. All right, still to come on NBA Today, Ant and Melo, NBA's newest star duo, does the fit match the Flash? Look at that Wolf of Wall Street. I like that. Yeah. Latest on Clark's status for tomorrow night, what it means, why this week's controversy may be far from over. And the picks are in. Now the real debate begins. Which rookie is walking into the best situation? Whose path to Rookie of the Year just got a whole lot clearer. All of that coming up on NBA Today.
Are trading star guard LaMelo Ball to the Minnesota Timberwolves.
If you put LaMelo Ball out on the court, you double team Ann Edwards, you are in trouble. You are playing with fire.
I mean, they not wrong. It's about that time.
This is huge. You are a basketball fan right now. This is exciting.
What a play by Edwards! Are you kidding me right now? Whoa! Ultimate forte! Oh my God! Edwards getting up, and good night!
LaMelo Ball is very exciting to go play with Anthony Edwards to try to win championship.
It's cool, right, Danny?
That's a nice edit.
It's
I like that
exciting.
edit.
The number 1 and number 3 overall picks in the 2020 draft, they are teaming up in Minnesota. How cool is that? They've each been big-time scorers, as you know, through their first 6 seasons, ranking 1 and 4 in points among that draft class. But how will they actually play together? Chanae, you ready?
Break it down, girl.
Let's see the checklist.
I am ready for this dynamic backcourt. I'm excited not just for the PR and the conversations we're going to get between the two, but most importantly, LaMelo Ball being in the backcourt alongside Anthony Edwards. What are they getting, first of all, when it comes to my checklist? They're getting a player that is one of one. Because this guy, it's like you can't put him in the scouting report. Just look what he's able to do. Off the dribble, he blows by so many different people, but he also has excellent vision. So look at this. Finding the corner shooter, could that be Anthony Edwards? It's a rookie that had a floater and also knocked down threes, which was really impressive. So first, you're getting someone that's one of one. Second of all, this is what you're getting by getting LaMelo Ball. You're getting no double trouble. I believe Anthony Edwards was doubled about the 5th most in the NBA blitzes. And so now he can read. You set a slip screen. Now you have 2 guys that are available and 1 person closing out. Extra pass, knock down. So you have someone that can advance, read the defense. And last but not least, what are you getting by getting LaMelo Ball? You're getting someone that is ball dominant. Pun intended, because he's truly a bucket. This guy, step back threes, he can put you in a blender. All right, your heels are down, your heels are backwards, draws back, knock down threes. This is his signature shot. Not necessarily a layup. He likes to have some sauce on it. So I'm excited to see the backcourt. I know there might be some questions about rounding out the roster, but right now in the NBA, being a guards league, a wings league, this is looking pretty optimistic to me in Minnesota.
And what are we looking at in Minnesota there, Bobby?
Well, we've put Jaden McDaniels at the 4 right now, just based on where they are size-wise. And this is with Ayo Dosunmu being signed to a new, agreeing to a new deal. And, of course, LaMelo at point guard. I think, Hannah, when we look at it, size, right? Size is going to be the big thing as far as when you look. Johan Behringer is basically their biggest player coming off the bench. And there's certainly different ways you can go at it. You could put Terrence Shannon Jr. in there. And here's where you're looking at it from the offseason. They have triggered the second apron, so now they are hard capped, okay? So they basically have $10 million to spend on 4 to 5 players here to add that depth. So it's basically going to be the minimum market, or potentially can you flip Josh Green in a deal who's on a $15 million expiring contract. The minimum market is not going to be kind because you remember you're going to be competing against Miami, who's depleted their depth. You're going to be competing against Philadelphia, teams like that, for players to come and take a little bit of a haircut here. But all in all, I mean, you got to like your backcourt, right?
Yeah.
When you look at your backcourt, but there's still a lot of work to do as far as getting some size to this team.
Yeah, and listen, the playoffs so inauspiciously with that 30-point blowout. When you look at their roster right now, what are your thoughts, Danny?
I was excited about what the edit made it look really nice, but I honestly think this is a step backwards. And I think they've taken steps backwards since the Cat trade. They have gotten to the Western Conference Finals since then, but I think that was due to the matchups and injuries. So somewhat lucky to get there. They are a good team. They play. They made me believers after they beat Denver this past year. But when you let go of both your bigs, Naz Reid, who's a great stretch four, can play the stretch five. Julius Randle can play it out on the floor, who you traded for in the Karl Anthony Towns trade. When you let both of those guys go and all you have is Rudy Gobert there, and of course, Mr. Marks talked about Berger being the next biggest guy off the bench. You don't have much size or rim protection. And when most teams like to go 5 out against Rudy Gobert, he becomes a guy that is tough to play.
Yeah.
So in the West, also you need those big lineups. People are doubling up on their big men now. You see in Houston, they have Steven Adams and Sengun. And you got Jokic, you got Wemby, Karl Anthony Towns, Mitchell Robinson, all these bigs, Joel Embiid. You have to be able to match up and play against these teams in the future in the playoffs. So if you don't have size in those bigs, and shooting, they have guys that can score and they're capable of shooting, but not shooters around them.
Yeah, they went down 4-2 to the Spurs, right?
You don't have enough shooting with this roster. You don't have enough big men, so they have a lot of work to do, like Bobby Marks said.
Shanae?
Well, I just feel like the biggest fire in their backyard was the point guard position because Anthony Edwards was doing a lot of work. I think he was 7th overall in usage, and then we talk about LaMelo Ball being 9th in usage. Anytime you bring two players of this caliber together, you know what they say, and it's so corny. It's like, there's only one basketball. How are they going to make it work? I think for LaMelo Ball, this is a great opportunity because this is highest level of accountability on both ends of the floor.
Yeah.
He's going to be playing with a dog. And I do think in the backcourt, like, this is what they need. They need someone that can get a bucket, that can take the pressure off. He's not that short. Like, he's not that short.
6'7".
I know he started the whole 6'7" thing. The part to me that gave me a little pause was I thought this was going to be an expanded role for Naz Reid. Yeah. And I thought that having that wink, that...
Short-lived.
Yeah, it was very short-lived. But I do think, and I look at that starting lineup, and I'm like, they are betting on the performance, the recency bias.
Okay.
Ayo Dosunmu, Jaden McDaniels, they wanted the smoke. That offense in the postseason, they really took steps forward. They must see something that they believe in. But this team will be dictated on their depth, and that is still to be discovered.
All right, can we go to the other side of this trade, though, since we're talking about these guys, right? What about the Hornets? They were really a feel-good story in the second half of the season, right? They had, are we going to look at analytics here? The best 5-man lineup in the NBA after January 1st. However, optics, they end up losing in that play-in game to the Magic. They have the longest active playoff drought in the NBA and not reaching there since 2016. It's so crazy. You know, they've never won a best-of-7 series, like, ever.
In their franchise.
In franchise history.
Oh, my gosh, I love when Hannah goes, like, ever.
How would you... Sorry to say. How would you evaluate this side of the trade?
As it stands right now, I think they're the winners in this trade. And considering both the trades that have happened, the big one in Miami and this one, this team came out on top. You get a Naz Reid, you get all these picks, future, you got some good draft capital. You re-signed Kobe White, which was a big addition at the trade deadline last year. So this is a really good group that's making a turn, and they're getting more, I guess, disciplined. And now Brandon Miller can be his team, and all those guys can kind of follow suit. So I like what they've done in this offseason and, past the trade deadline.
Yeah, I agree. I still think that, there's a urgency that we're seeing in Minnesota, and there's a slow burn happening in Charlotte, and the slow burn is actually going to help them because we look at teams like the Oklahoma City Thunder, San Antonio Spurs that get a collection of young players that have chemistry, and they figure out how to win. And so I see that timeline. I do think that the talent is going to be interesting. The readjustment without someone that was a free-flying type of guy because you could not scout them based off of their playing style, largely due to LaMelo Ball. It's going to be interesting to see more of their system moving forward.
Such a great basketball city.
Yes.
As we know, Charlotte, proud history with the Hornets. Kind of lean. All right, so we love what we saw in the second half of last year. Coming up on
1996 draft class, they've collected 56 All-Star appearances, 4 MVPs, 34 All-NBA selections, and 10 NBA championships. No way this new class can achieve all that, right? Well, you may want to hold that thought.
He's a guy that's going to change a franchise.
In 1996, these guys took the picture. 30 years later, you may want to make room for another frame on the shelf.
So you know who was there in 1996? Young Bobby.
Young
Hart.
Bob.
He was with the Nets. He was there in the draft room. You had the 8th pick. Kobe was on the board. Walk us through that.
You know what? I can't remember birthdays and anniversaries, but I can remember June of 1996 like it was just yesterday here. And Hannah, I was just telling you off air, Kobe Bryant was the first player I ever went and scouted. Took the train down to Philadelphia and saw him in the state playoffs. And 4 months later, we brought him up to New Jersey we probably violated the rules of workouts. We brought him, I think, for 4 workouts. The rules were different back then. You were allowed to have NBA draft prospects work out against NBA players.
Oh, wow.
So in his workout, he worked against Ed O'Bannon, who won the College Player of the Year, and Khalid Reeves. And to this day was the most dominant workout I've ever seen. Unfortunately, what had happened was leading up to the night of the draft, or the day before the draft, and we had a young coach in John Calipari who was just out of UMass. His parents and his agent aren't telling him, and I remember them walking into the Radisson. You draft Kobe, we're going to send him. We're going to have him go play in Italy because he had dual citizenship, and certainly we got a little scared off that, and we wound up picking Kerry Kittles. Now, the funny story out of this is in 2002 in New Jersey, we play the Lakers in the NBA Finals, and they sweep us 4-0. And I'm walking in the hallway in that old arena. And here comes Kobe carrying the trophy.
Yep.
Walks past me and he goes, "Hey, you know I would have come, right?"
Oh, no.
And I go, "I know you would." And I was his driver. I mean, back then I was a 23-year-old, and I was the guy who picked him up at the train station and drove him everywhere. And yes, I do believe he would have come
gosh.
to it. And how things would have changed, right?
Can you imagine? It would have changed the whole trajectory, East Coast,
Talking
West
about
Coast.
Philly, that was real dreams and nightmares. Nightmares for you, man. That was rough.
Wow.
Tough,
wow.
Yeah, so that is the.
Did you know? I mean, when you guys passed up, did you just know in your heart,
I knew.
this is the wrong thing to do?
You know, and I always say it, and when I've seen Tracy McGrady in passing, and a year later, Tracy came in, was in the draft, and we worked him out also. You know, high school players were allowed to come out back then, and Tracy's workout was terrific, but when you compare the two, it was so different.
Oh, man. That was a
good draft class.
Great. If only.
It's okay, Bob.
All right. That's all right. It's time for Inside the Game, powered by AWS. Gravity quantifies how much a player pulls defenders towards them above expected, essentially measuring how much attention a player draws compared to what the spacing on the floor predicts. And the leader is Toronto Tempo's Marina Mabrey, who was in the #1 spot well before last night's 53-point performance. Fresh off her record-tying 53-point game, it is so great to have Toronto's Marina Mabrey on NBA Today. Congratulations. Can you describe the zone you were in last night? What did it feel like from your perspective?
Thank you. I think it was just like a flow state, and my teammates kind of helped me like go into it and just keep it going. My coach was encouraging me. Everybody was encouraging me. And honestly, I think the basket just got huge after a while.
I mean, your coach, Sandy Brondello, said she was going to let you try to set a new record, but you chose to come out of the game. Yeah, what was that decision like?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, like, #1 thing is that we're winning. I'm playing a lot of minutes. Obviously, it was a record-breaking night. We tried a couple times to get it for me, but I wasn't able to capitalize on a few. So I think at that point, you kind of just celebrate what you were able to accomplish and kind of not be too greedy.
Hey, speaking of celebrating, we love the celebration in the locker room. If you could take us through that. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah. Yeah, this was crazy. So yeah, they poured water on me when I first got in, so I was like, we were laughing because I was like a wet rat. So then, you know, we had to get the towel and the hat to kind of help me look a little bit better, but just my teammates celebrating me and just dancing and having fun. Like, that was the part that I'll remember the most about the game. Obviously, making shots and dominating our opponent is something that I love to do as a competitor, but those special moments where the whole team is involved, the whole team is really happy, and everyone got to have a piece of that, is something that kind of means the most to me, like, in my leadership journey.
And not just your team, but I understand your sister was there. And we have someone here whose sister was also there.
Rena, we're going to forget about the fact that you did this on my sister's team because you were huge. What did it mean to celebrate this moment with Michaela? I
mean, I said in media last night, like, she was my first competition ever. Like, I was always trying to beat her in the driveway. We would always joke around, like, I'm sitting in class in 5th grade, like, how can I beat her? And she just challenged me in ways that no one else can growing up in life. And I think, like, having her sideline was just so full circle because she believes in me. She knows what I was capable of for all of these years, just kind of waiting to shine my light, waiting my time. So to do it in front of her was like, you know, she's like my hero, so obviously.
That feeling is very relatable. Coming off of back-to-back games, seeing what my sister did, and then seeing you do it because I consider you a sister. I'm just so happy for you, Marina. You know this. We've been through the trenches, okay? But I want to talk about your game because you've just taken your game to a whole nother level. You've always had that killer instinct. What did you do, particularly in the offseason, knowing that you had a big opportunity with Toronto that allowed you to capitalize on this moment?
Yeah, I mean, I was disappointed with last season. Like I said, I just didn't have a good year in any facet, honestly. And I think that it took for that to happen for me to kind of really reevaluate what I needed to be doing. So I've been working with someone on energy leadership and kind of, you know, I bring a lot of energy to the game, but how can we channel it to be something that's always positive or mostly positive rather than always towing that line? So redirecting my energy has been a really big part of my off season.
Rena, I know you're out, you know, you're cute on social media and you're so friendly. I know you said energy. We know you play with fire. I'm curious. Your phone had to have blown up yesterday, okay? Your phone had to Did you get any messages that you're like, oh?
I mean, I appreciate the support from the Raptors and all the Toronto people. Like, that was cool to get the acknowledgement of, like, a new women's team in the city and getting the acknowledgement from the men. That's something that's big for me. But honestly, I think it was the acknowledgement, like I kept saying, I think more than anything, it was the acknowledgement from my teammates. Like, they truly had fun last night. And usually when someone kind of goes off like that, it's like a one-man kind of enjoyment thing. But they were truly having fun, finding me, being a part of it, celebrating me. The text I got from them after, my coaches, like, the people closest to me. And then also just, like, my mom. My mom's message to me was like, yeah, so I'm sad my dad missed it, but he still had a good message for me. So those were the messages, honestly, that meant the most to me.
I know they were going crazy. I know her whole family.
Yeah.
Yeah, my siblings were like, you're sick. Like, there's something really wrong with you.
What about the All-Star? I mean, you've never been an All-Star. I mean, you have been the face of this franchise, this expansion team. You're having the season of your life. Do you feel like you've earned that honor this season?
Yeah, I do. I think I've earned that honor, but like I said, obviously it's something that's out of your control. You always hope to be that because, you know, the little girl in you always wanted to be something like that. But I think, like, it's so much more about the validation within. And I think this year I've really given myself the chance to shine my fullest light.
I'm all for that. I'm all for that.
We're going to see her in Chicago.
I know. And by the way, another great Notre Dame guard. We need to call it Guard U. We really do. So thanks for making our alma mater proud.
Congrats, Marina.
So Marina, thanks.
Yeah, wishing you a great rest of the season.
You're a rookie.
That is my rookie. Oh, love her.
Yeah, she was great. All right, listen, everyone's been talking about this week. News out of Indiana. Caitlin Clark's not going to play in tomorrow's game against the Sparks. Wednesday against the Mercury, we saw Alyssa Thomas making contact with her fist to Clark's throat. No foul called at the time. Yesterday, the league reviewed it, deemed it a flagrant 2, suspended Thomas for tomorrow's game against Toronto. Clark left that game in the third after aggravating her back injury on this three-point attempt in the first half. Now we've learned she won't be playing against the Sparks, and here's her head coach, Stephanie White.
I just think that, again, we want her to be healthy, physically, mentally, emotionally, all the things. And I think it's important to remember, again, when you've gone through injury and the traumatic aspect of injury, especially that she had last year, it's ups and downs, physically, mentally, emotionally, and making sure that she's 100% ready to go is the most important thing, and her taking care of that is priority for us.
It's something they're going to have to manage all season. Also managing the officiating. We've seen White and other coaches come out and say our stars need to be better protected as they retool the officiating. What are your thoughts in that regard?
Well, I've had many conversations with league officials, with referees one-on-one, and just personnel in the WNBA and players, and they all agree that there is an issue with officiating. But I think it's important for people to know that we are seeing a shift in the WNBA through officiating, because with rapid growth, right, comes growing pains, meaning they're calling more fouls than ever before because they want to increase freedom of movement. They want to protect landing space. We saw that, on that play, that sequence for Caitlin Clark. And when you do initiate a lot of calls, like we've seen the standard be the start of the season, when you don't, it raises red flags, right? And that's what coaches speak to. So I think overall, the optics of this were just really difficult. And that's why you saw the WNBA use their power and ability to be able to impose, a fine or a suspension on a non-call due to a hostile act, because they don't like the optics of what it is, no matter what happened in the game flow. So I do think that hopefully at All-Star break, I think it will be important for the commissioner to address what she believes are important key areas of emphasis for officiating, so that this doesn't continue to be like a lightning rod issue.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing. I think players all across the board, not just in the W, but all other aspects of sport, they just want consistency, right? Regardless of who it is or how it's be consistent. If you're going to call this against them, call it, against us the same manner. So if they can find ways that what the issues are and find ways to fix them, get a solution, that'll make all leagues better.
Of course, this is coming off a task force, right, of players. 23 years ago today, it was LeBron James drafted #1. His longevity, among, of course, everything else that he's accomplished. Look at that. NBA's all-time leader in points and games played, but I'm not sure that he has anything on SportsCenter anchor Linda Cohn. Today is her last day, and she is the all-time record holder. Look at that.
Wow.
Over 5,600 SportsCenter shows, and she's patting her stats.
Icon.
She's doing SportsCenters like all day and night tonight. Yeah. How about this? 3,097 different players have played an NBA game since her first SportsCenter.
Wow.
Isn't that incredible? That
legend.
Congratulations, legend. Yeah, she is unbelievable. Okay,
Congrats.
It's Friday. Who said that? We're going to take a look at some quotes that caught our attention. Here is how y'all stack up on the panel. I got to say, Chanae and Bobby are
not at the bottom.
Yeah,
I should have 4, but our producers took one away from cheating.
Oh, they gypped you?
You cheated. You did. Oh, you should actually be completely
I heard you
for
cheated.
cheating.
Okay, here's our first question. Danny, you're on top
Oh,
at 4
man.
and 3. Okay,
No
so our
time.
first question is for you, Danny. Here's the quote. I'm hungry, bro. I'm hungry. I'm starving. I want to be the greatest ever. Was it A, Darius
know
Acuff,
this
B,
one.
Caleb
Why couldn't you
Wilson,
give
or
this to
C, Kingston Fleming?
Was he on our
Tell
set?
me.
He had to be on our set at one point. It's I'm gonna say Kingston Flemings. No, is it Caleb Wilson? It has to be Caleb.
I knew it. He said it about the Bulls and Michael Jordan.
I'm just hungry, bro. I'm hungry.
Damn. I wasn't on the set. He was on our set more than once. So we had him in San Antonio.
I want to be the greatest ever.
So I'm like, he didn't say it then.
I love that kid, too.
I should have known.
great.
I should have known.
Okay.
Shut up.
Carolina
But
kid.
anytime I know one, I'm gonna mess up on mine.
He's got such a good personality.
Why'd I have to
Caleb
go
Wilson.
first?
He just lights up the screen. All right. This is for you, Bobby. No cheating. Who said, quote, he plays tough, he is tough. I bet he plays dominoes, too. I'm going to have to crack his head in that. Was it A, LeBron James, B, Anthony Edwards, or C, Jimmy Butler?
Man.
Jimmy Butler.
Yeah, that sounds.
Jimmy Butler?
Oh, you're so confident.
All right. So,
He knew
who
it.
was it? Let's see.
There you go.
The Dominoes sold it.
Dominoes.
Go to 4 and 3. All right.
I bet he played dominoes too, so I'm gonna crack his head in that. But
It was the dominoes, you knew. There you go. All right, Chanae, this is for you. Who said, quote, he may have a baby face, he may look younger than most of these guys, but he's a killer on the court. Was it Braden Burry's dad? Was it Nate Amon's mom? Or was it Keaton Wagler's dad?
There's a tough one right
that's
here.
A hard
Why'd
one.
y'all do this to me?
Man,
Okay.
they all have baby
Okay,
faces.
so say who might look younger than the other guys.
They all have baby faces. Good luck.
Killer on the court.
Good luck.
Just go pick somebody. We're running
I'm
out of
going
time.
Keaton Wagler.
Braden Burry.
Oh! was
He may have a baby face. He may look younger than most of these guys, but he's a killer on the court.
There you go.
All right. Okay, guys, our last one is for everyone who said, quote, Spider-Man is the reason I love basketball. Was it A, AJ DeBonsa, B, Darren Peterson, or C, Cameron Boozer?
I feel like that's giving.
I'm going to go AJ.
It's giving AJ.
Yeah.
Okay, you guys are
Giving
all
number
right.
one.
You guys are all right, I believe, right? Because, I mean,
Good job, group.
Put us in the winning
because
column.
That's the reason why I love basketball.
yeah, his parents gave him a hoop. A little Spider-Man hoop when he was a little kid.
How cute.
And he loved Spider-Man so much, and he
said-
started hooping as a little guy.
Is that what
Yeah,
it is?
it's been a great
Denim
week.
designs?
Listen,
Danny, step your
draft
game
to
up.
New
Yeah,
York.
no. I'm at 500, though.
Back.
I'm at 500. Can't believe I got that wrong.
Hey.
Caleb Wilson.
There it
I did
is.
not know that.
Previously on NBA Today.
What you think you going? Number one, number two, number three?
I mean, I'm not trying to go lower than number one.
I hear, man. That's the confidence I need.
With the first pick, Anise DeBonsa Jr.
Oh, what pick you gonna go? What you got? One. I love the confidence.
With the second pick, Darren Peterson.
Obviously, I wanted to be number one pick, but I went number two. Now it'll always be on my mind for my whole career.
How clean that look is. Do you feel like you should be the number one pick?
I mean, of course I feel that way. So many years down the line, people are going to look back and say that I should have been.
You got to take us through your look.
I just went for Batman. You know, just keep it simple.
What has been the most challenging aspect of this process for you?
Getting sleep.
Yeah.
Getting sleep.
Keaton Wagler, what's one thing about you that may surprise people?
Something that I'm really good at off the court is Guitar Hero.
There is going to be a Guitar Hero off that is happening at some point.
Inside, I got my got some pictures. Me and you. Now we gotta see. Look at that.
A hometown pick at number 6, Mikel Brown Jr.
How's that look to
Turn
you?
that one around.
Yeah, we gonna win some ball games.
There you go.
Some ball game in this jersey, man.
Cool, they already had the jersey going on at Barclays. Who won the week for you?
Milwaukee. I thought closure with Giannis. I think they nailed the draft with Nate Ament and Braden Burris.
All right, who won the week for
I like
you
those guys. But outside of Milwaukee, I'm going to say the rich get richer. I'm going to go OKC and San Antonio. Getting those big men were key.
I mean,
they were loading up on
Giannis finally got out. He got to Miami. Miami ain't bad. South Beach ain't bad. So I might say Giannis Antetokounmpo.
So
okay, I like it. I like it. I think we won the week.
Might need some more teammates.
Hey, guys, before we go, we have to give a shout out to one of our producers, Tyler Thibodeau. It is his last day on the show.
Okay, the real tip.
Ty.
He's been here
Not the
for
real
over
tips.
2 years.
Or the other tips.
Tyler, we appreciate you.